Welcome everybody to my first review of 2019, and I just got out of seeing the movie Glass. Glass is directed by M. Night Shyamalan and is part of the Unbreakable trilogy, which is Unbreakable, Split, and now Glass. It follows our lead characters, David Dunn, Kevin, and Elijah Price, aka Mr. Glass. They are put into this mental institution where Sarah Paulson's character is studying them, trying to realize, or trying to get them to realize that they're not superheroes, that it's all in their mind. It's a condition that she works with. And of course, we have the movie. My opening thoughts on this movie, I actually really enjoyed this movie. Not as much as Unbreakable and Split. I love those two movies. They're two of my favorite Shyamalan movies. But Glass was really good. So first, let's start with the positives. The performances, the acting is top notch. You have guys like Samuel L. Jackson. You have guys like James McAvoy, who is incredible in this movie. Gets to show more of the personalities, and it really shines out in this movie. And Bruce Willis, you can tell he's trying his best to really be invested in this movie. Bruce Willis has recently been shown to not give a shit about the roles that he takes. It's just a cash grab. But this one, you can feel like he really wanted to be there. He really wanted to be invested in the story, and he was, and he does a great job. And Sarah Paulson does a great job as this psych ward leader, who's trying to get them to understand that they're not superheroes, that maybe it was a past trauma or whatever, you know. And this movie really takes very interesting twists and turns. Some people aren't gonna like the twist in the movie. Some people are. I don't think the twist really makes or breaks the movie itself, but when you get there, you will actually be able to decide for yourself if it works or if it doesn't work for you. I'm iffy on it, but it didn't ruin the overall experience for me. Another positive is the action scenes when they happen are actually shot pretty well. Even though sometimes it looks like they're shot on a GoPro camera, but it wasn't shaky, it wasn't dark, it wasn't, you were able to see what was going on, and I actually really enjoyed that. Just like in Unbreakable and just like in Split, the action isn't really a part of this movie. It's more about the characters, it's more about the atmosphere, it's all about the story. Another positive is the story is actually really good, if not a little bit long at some point, which we'll get to the negatives in a minute. But yeah, there's a lot of things to really enjoy about this movie. Anna Taylor-Joy reprises her role as Casey. She does a really good job. She's a really good actress. And I actually like how they focused more on the villains teaming up and Glass being behind the scenes, because as they pointed out in the trailers, Glass is a mastermind. This is someone who is always thinking 3 steps ahead, and I really enjoyed looking into kind of his psyche in a way. Alright, let's go over to the negatives, and I'll start with this. This movie's called Glass, but Glass isn't in the movie a lot and doesn't do a lot in the movie. What he does is important, and that's towards the 3rd act of the movie. But the first 2 acts, you're really focusing on Kevin and on David Dunn himself. I don't mind that personally, but I know some people are going to kind of look at it as a negative, and I kind of do as well. Not because it's mismarketed, not because it's a misdirect, because I love I love Sam Jackson as Elijah Price, especially in Unbreakable, you know, going on forth. Um, he just doesn't get to do much, but the stuff he does is really important. So it's kind of teetering on the edge of a negative for me, just barely. The twist this movie takes, I didn't really like it, and I'll go ahead and say it's something to do with Sarah Paulson's character. I'm not going to ruin anything. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You'll know when you see it, but they take her character in a way that I personally wouldn't have taken it. It's going to divide people. I didn't like it that much because it did come out of nowhere, but some people will like it, some people won't. That's the thing that's going to divide the audience. And another kind of negative is the pacing issue in this movie. Like Unbreakable was slow, but the story, the characters, the writing, everything about the movie Unbreakable drew you in, where you didn't notice that there were really slow parts in that movie. Glass has an interesting story, but the way they are taking the story and having it progress, you have a lot of backtracking, you have a lot of exposition scenes, which I didn't mind personally, because I don't mind natural dialogue of if it somehow tells the story and moves along. But at some points in the movie, especially towards the middle of the second act, it did start to slow down a little bit, and that is the major problem for this movie, is especially towards the end of the second act, or the middle of the second act, I'm sorry, it really dips down and really feels like the movie could have ended 10 or 15 minutes ago if they cut out some scenes of the second act. But once the third act kicks on, it is pretty damn awesome. So, my overall thoughts on Glass. Glass is a movie that you should definitely see. Especially if you're a fan of Unbreakable and Split. I feel like this is a great conclusion. But yeah, this is definitely a great conclusion of the Unbreakable Shyamalan universe trilogy movie. I just wish I could have loved it just as I loved Unbreakable and Split. This is a good movie. It's actually pretty good, but it dips down to a point where I can't get it up on that high pedestal like Unbreakable and Split. So, my overall rating for Glass, I'm going to give Glass a 3.5 out of 5. The movie is definitely worth seeing in a theater. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this review. Hope you guys do go out and support Glass. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Film Nerd TV. Check out the Week of Wrestling podcast. Myself and Nico Suave Regole host. And of course, check out Combat Zone Wrestling Trivia. Thank you guys. I will be doing a lot more movie and TV show reviews and discussion videos and panel shows in 2019. So if you guys enjoyed this review, hit that like. Tell me in the comments what you guys liked about Glass. No spoilers, and I will be doing a spoiler review for Glass hopefully the next week. So I hope you guys tune in for that. Thank you guys, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.